Welcome everyone to another video about Maneater. Thank you to everyone that has watched, liked, and commented on my videos. Once again, I also want to give out a huge shout out to everybody that subscribed to my channel so far. And thank you for all the support that is coming from this community. I really appreciate it. Without y'all, there wouldn't be a channel and I wouldn't be able to keep pushing out some more content. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.
Do it! Just do it!
This morning, Tripwire Interactive dropped a new video showing more details about the upcoming DLC. And they also announced the release date of that said DLC. And it looks like although they're cutting it close, they are keeping their promise about releasing it during the summer of 2021. The video was short, but even though it was under a minute, there was a good amount of information that they passed on to us. Let's watch it, then I'll go into my breakdown of the video.
This is the Plover Island Complex, commonly referred to as Site P. The official government line is that it's just a naval base home to the U.S. Navy Marine Wildlife Program. But why is it called Site P? Well, P is the 17th letter in the alphabet. The 17th arcanum of the tarot is the star, a symbol of change. What change? A new world order, built upon the ashes of our national sovereignty. They hide their signs in plain sight as if to mock us.
Unfortunately, it looks like the Switch player will have to wait a bit longer before they can get access to this DLC. That will be the only console that it will not be released on this summer. It makes sense since it looks like they had to recreate the game for that specific console based on what I've seen so far in terms of graphics and gameplay. While the other consoles, they just had to adapt it. Moving on. From here, we can see that the logo comes from how the island looks like. After all, it is a good representation of the DLC. Another major end, in my opinion, is how they call the site. Usually, military code names are related to what they're working on or creating or hiding. Once again, I have to send a shout out to my subscriber and viewers because I feel like without them, I wouldn't have noticed this hint. But I think that P here stands for Pliosaurus. Based on Tripp's theory, they tried experimenting with sharks in order to make more powerful living weapons. But it looks like they weren't satisfied. As we've seen in Jurassic Park, if you're trying to make a bio-living weapon, what other best way is there than to go back to the Jurassic era and revive some of the extinct animal predators? During that time period, some of the most aggressive animals existed back then. As we've seen in Jurassic Park, if you're trying to make a bio-living weapon, what other best way is there than to go back to the Jurassic era and revive some of the extinct animal predator and modify them to be more ferocious and powerful? After all, in this time period, some of the most ferocious organisms lived then. Also, given that they are the Naval Wildlife Organization, NWO for short, they would highly prefer a marine animal, which is how I came to the conclusion that the new uber predator is going to be a Pliosaurus. Let me know what you guys think about this theory of mine in the comments. The mention of Area 51 could potentially mean that they will be introducing aliens later on in this game. Also, the building is shaped like a saucer, as if they were hiding a saucer inside the building. We can also see some blue glowing lights coming out of it, which are very reminiscent of the fire that usually comes out of saucers or flying spaceships whenever they are trying to take off. I don't think that Area 51 will play any part, or at least any major part in this DLC. It could just be one of those landmarks that you have to collect in the episode, but the mention of a star and the tarot card portion is a reference to the previous video that they released.
Then, as if the stars had all aligned, a former Q-level security specialist sat down next to me. What he told me would haunt me for the better part of a year and lead me back to Port Clovis on a dangerous journey through dark secrets, government cover-ups.
After he had said all the stars were aligned in the old video, a lot of pictures of space related objects were displayed. One of them was a picture of the moon. Another was a blurry picture of what it looks like to be a flying saucer. They could potentially give us one extraterrestrial predator in this new DLC because of all the reference that they are making about space. After all, space and oceans are the new frontiers where a lot of exploration has yet to take place. But I still think it's very unlikely even with all those references. Once the DLC or trailer is released, we will be able to find out more. And this part of the video is most of the gameplay that we get to see. First of all, we can see how the helicopters are going to play a role in combat as our enemies. We can also see some hot air balloons, which could be some sort of target or a different hostile air unit or weapons. I'm not going to lie, I'm not that great at air combat in this game. I'm kind of afraid of those air units because whenever I try to get a landmark or a plate that's located in a high location, like a bridge, I always have some technical difficulties. They also showcase some of those reinforced land fortification in the background. It looks like it will be similar to those reinforced boats that we have been dealing with so far. And finally, they show us a clear depiction of the NWO logo, a kraken and a triangle, which would explain the mention of kraken in the previous video that Tripwire had released. To wrap it up, the release date of the DLC is August 31st, and once again, they show us the poster of the DLC with what I believe is the Pliosaurus jaws coming from underneath. Last but not least, there is one thing that I didn't really like, and hopefully they'll fix it before they actually release the DLC. During the gameplay with the shark, it looks like the nuclear fins organ give the shark a similar ability to the bioelectric fins organ and let the shark become some sort of nuclear wave. And what I didn't like about it is that during the transition period, it looks like the shark reversed back to a bull shark instead of looking like a hammerhead shark the entire time. For a second, I thought that they didn't have the hammerhead organ on the shark, so I had to replay it and notice that this was not the case. Instead, the issue here is that the sprite or skins or silhouettes are not matching when the shark is transitioning. Hopefully, Tripwire will fix this issue before the DLC gets released. Also, there are many graphic issues that I hope will get fixed with this DLC as well. The devil is in the details. Anyway, that is a subject for a different video. Another detail that was not mentioned in the video is that the new organ slot is unlocked at level 35 instead of 40, like it was previously mentioned in the last Tripwire interactive post. That could be how difficult the new DLC might be compared to previous challenges that we have faced so far in the game, and to make it fair in the sense of not overly difficult, they are giving us access to the new organ slot sooner than they had anticipated. Also, it looks like one of the 2 episodes that will be released in this DLC will be free. And it's supposed to be a trial / teaser of what the DLC will feature and is only approximately 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay. That's it, y'all. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment down below. Also, subscribe to be part of this upcoming community. Once again, thank you all for the support. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.